Hello student, in the last session you all studied extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore. So here you studied two steps. One is conversion of ore into metal oxide and then reduction of metal oxide to pure metal. So extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore involves two steps: conversion of ore into metal oxide and reduction of metal oxide to pure metal. And then you studied what is calcination and roasting. What is calcination? Calcination is a process of converting concentrated ore of a metal into its oxide by heating it strongly below its fusion temperature in the absence of air. What is roasting? Roasting is a process of converting concentrated ore of a metal into its oxide by heating it strongly in the presence of air. So, all hydrated oxide, carbonated oxides are converted into its oxide form by calcination, and all sulfide form of ores are converted into oxide form by roasting. Then you studied what are flux. Flux is a chemical substance reacts with the gangue to form slag. Here we have two types of flux, that is acidic flux and basic flux. Usually acidic flux is used to remove basic impurities and basic flux is used to remove acidic impurities. Then you studied thermodynamic principles of metallurgy using Gibbs free energy equation, that is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Then you studied about Ellingham diagram, important features of Ellingham diagram and its limitations. Then you studied reducing nature of carbon using Ellingham diagram and application of Ellingham diagram, that is in the extraction of iron from its oxide. So here you studied extraction of iron from hematite ore using blast furnace. There you studied the different chemical reaction taking place in the blast furnace, and at the end of the reaction you get iron in the form of pig iron. Here you studied iron may exist in three forms, that is pig iron, cast iron and wrought iron. What is pig iron? Pig iron consists of 4% of carbon with the other impurities like sulfur, phosphorus, silicon, manganese, etc. Cast iron is very hard and brittle with the 3% of carbon. And wrought iron or malleable iron is the purest form of iron. In this session, you are going to study extraction of copper from cuprous oxide. You all know the ore of copper is copper pyrite, that is CuFeS2. This ore is obtained from the earth's crust. It may be present in huge lumps. So, first it is subjected to crushing or pulverization process. The ore is obtained from the earth's crust and it is crushed to convert ore into fine powder and then it is concentrated. So here concentration is done using Froth flotation method, because ore is in the form of sulfide. All sulfide ores are concentrated by Froth flotation method and then it is roasted. Roasting is done to convert sulfide form of ore into oxide form. Now the next step is smelting. The roasted ore is mixed with the silica and coke and then it is introduced into a blast furnace. So here silica acts as acidic flux and coke acts as reducing agent. After roasting, the roasted ore is mixed with the silica and coke and then introduced into the blast furnace. Here silica acts as acidic flux, coke acts as reducing agent. The selection of this reducing agent is done using Ellingham diagram. If we observe Ellingham diagram, the formation of cuprous oxide appears almost at the top. It is quite unstable, easily reduced by coke. Here you can see the Ellingham diagram. Here temperature is taken on x-axis, delta G naught value is taken on y-axis. The formation of cuprous oxide is almost here, near the top. This indicates cuprous oxide is unstable, quite unstable and easily reduced by coke. Hence, coke is taken as reducing agent. Now let's see what happens in the blast furnace. We have taken a mixture of roasted ore, silica and coke into the blast furnace and hot air is blasted into the blast furnace. In the blast furnace, silica reacts with the iron oxide. Here iron oxide is a gang present in the ore. Iron oxide reacts with the silica, that is a flux, to form iron silicate. Iron silicate is a slag. This slag is formed in the middle of the blast furnace and finally it comes down. It is collected at one end as a solid waste. And copper is produced in the form of copper matte. What is copper matte? It is a mixture of cuprous sulfide and some iron sulfide. This is very important. The question may ask, give the composition of copper matte. It is a mixture of cuprous sulfide and some iron sulfide. It may also associated with the other form of copper and iron, that is cuprous oxide and iron oxide. This copper matte is then subjected to Bessemerization process. Now let's see what is Bessemerization process. The process is carried out in a Bessemer converter. In this diagram you can see the Bessemer converter lined with the silica. In this converter you are going to take molten matte, that is copper matte, mixed with some silica. Then hot air is blasted into this converter. Now let's see the reaction taking place in the Bessemer converter. See here, copper matte is charged into silica lined converter. Some silica is also added which acts as a flux and hot air blast is blown to convert sulfide or oxide form of copper into metallic copper. The following reaction takes place here. First reaction, you can observe the roasting process. Iron sulfide reacts with the hot air. It is converted into iron oxide. This iron oxide is a gang which reacts with the silica, which is a flux, to form iron silicate. This slag is now separated from the mixture. At the same time, in the third reaction, you can see the roasting process again. Here, cuprous sulfide reacts with the hot air to form cuprous oxide. This cuprous oxide reacts with the cuprous sulfide present in copper matte to form copper and sulfur dioxide. So here you can see the molten copper. It is the end product in the Bessemer converter. This molten copper is now collected and cooled. While cooling, sulfur dioxide gas escapes out from the surface of copper. As a result, blisters are formed on the surface of copper. Hence, this copper is known as blister copper. The solidified copper obtained has blistered appearance due to the evolution of sulfur dioxide, and so it is called blister copper. This blister copper is 98% pure, and further purification is done by electrolytic refining method. What is this electrolytic refining method? You are going to study under refining part, that is in the next session. So this chemical reaction taking place in the Bessemer converter is very important. So this is about extraction of copper from cuprous oxide. So here copper is extracted from copper pyrite. This copper pyrite is obtained from the earth's crust. It is crushed and concentrated by flotation method, and finally it is roasted. The roasted ore is mixed with the silica, which is a acidic flux, and coke, which acts as a reducing agent. The selection of coke as a reducing agent is done using Ellingham diagram. The formation of cuprous oxide appears almost at the top of the Ellingham diagram, indicating it is quite unstable and can be easily reduced using coke. Hence, coke is used as a reducing agent. Now, the mixture of roasted ore, coke and silica is taken in the blast furnace. In the presence of hot air, the iron oxide reacts with the silica to form iron silicate, and copper is produced in the form of copper matte. It is a mixture of cuprous sulfide and some iron sulfide. Then it is subjected to Bessemerization process. That process is carried out in a Bessemer converter here, lined with the silica. Here, the copper matte is mixed with some silica and hot air is introduced into the converter. All sulfide form of ore is converted into oxide form, and finally you will get molten copper. This is molten copper. This is collected and cooled. While cooling, sulfur dioxide gas escapes out from the surface of copper. Hence blisters are formed. That's why we call it as blister copper. This blister copper is 98% pure, and further purification is done by electrolytic refining method. Here you can see the flow chart involved in the extraction of copper from copper pyrite. This copper pyrite is obtained from the earth's crust. It is crushed and sieved and concentrated by flotation method. Then it is roasted in a reverberatory furnace in the presence of air, and then it is smelted along with the sand and coke. Sand is nothing but silica, SiO2. In the blast furnace, in the upper layer, slag is formed. That slag comes down and collected at one end as a solid phase. And in the lower layer of the blast furnace, copper matte is obtained. That copper matte is then subjected to Bessemerization in a Bessemer converter in the presence of air. Here you will get molten copper. While cooling, sulfur dioxide gas escapes out and blisters are formed at the surface of copper. Hence it is called blister copper, which is 98% pure copper with the 2% of impurities. Further purification is done by electrolytic refining technique, and finally you will get pure copper, which is 99.9% pure. So this is about extraction of copper from copper pyrite. In this picture you can see the blister copper. See, there is a blister appearance on the surface of copper. Next concept is extraction of zinc from zinc oxide, that is ZnO. Here extraction is done by taking coke as a reducing agent. So in the reduction of zinc oxide, coke is used as a reducing agent, and it is heated at a temperature 1673 Kelvin. So for the purpose of heating, the oxide is made into briquettes with the coke and clay. Zinc oxide is made to react with the coke at 1673 Kelvin to form zinc metal and carbon monoxide. This metal is distilled off and collected by rapid chilling or rapid cooling. So this is about extraction of zinc from zinc oxide. Now, if you are going to extract zinc from zinc sulfide, that is zinc blende, then what is the procedure involved? Let us see. So now you are going to study extraction of zinc from zinc blende, ZNS. So zinc blende is obtained from the earth's crust and it is crushed and concentrated by flotation method and it is roasted. See, this is a roasting reaction. Zinc sulfide reacts with the hot air. It is converted into zinc oxide. This zinc oxide now reacts with the coke at 1673 Kelvin to form zinc. So this is about extraction of zinc from zinc blende. In this picture you can see the zinc. Next topic is electrochemical principles of metallurgy. According to this principle, the metal is obtained by the reduction of metal ion in solution form by electrolysis. What is electrolysis? You all studied something about electrolysis in the first year under redox reaction chapter. Do you remember? Electrolysis is nothing but it is a chemical reaction taking place in the presence of electric currents using electrodes and electrolytes. What are electrodes? These are nothing but metal rods having positive and negative charge. We have two types of electrodes, anode and cathode. What are anode? Anodes are positively charged metal rods. Cathodes are negatively charged metal rods. What is electrolyte? Electrolyte is a solution which conduct electricity through ions. Usually chemical reaction occurs in an electrolyte. So this is about electrolysis in general. Electrolysis is a chemical reaction taking place in the presence of electric current using electrodes and electrolyte. Electrolyte is a solution which conduct electricity through ions where chemical reaction occurs. Electrodes are metal rods having positive and negative charge. That is, anodes are positively charged, cathodes are negatively charged. Here, extraction of metal is done by electrolysis. That is explained by the equation delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught. What is delta G naught? It is a standard Gibbs free energy change. What is N? N is the number of electrons gained or lost. F is Faraday's constant, that is 96,500 coulomb. This is a standard value of Faraday's constant. E naught is standard electrode potential. What is electrode potential? It is a tendency of an electrode to lose or gain electron. It is a tendency of an electrode to lose or gain electrons. Now, if we consider this equation, if delta G naught value is negative in this equation, then the reaction is spontaneous. That means reaction moves in a forward direction. Means reduction takes place. If delta G naught value is positive, then the reaction does not take place because that reaction is non-spontaneous. Now, on which condition delta G will be negative? If the value of E naught is positive, then positive into negative, delta G naught value becomes negative. So, if the value of E naught is negative, then the delta G naught value becomes negative, reduction takes place. If value of E naught is negative, then delta G becomes positive, reduction does not takes place. So, during electrolysis, the metal with the higher value of reduction potential, that is E naught is positive and delta G is negative, will get reduced, and metal with the lower value of reduction potential, E naught is negative and delta G is positive, undergo oxidation. So this is about electrochemical principles of metallurgy. And it is also found that during electrolysis, metal ions are discharged or deposited at cathode because metal ions are positively charged and cathodes are negatively charged. Opposite charge attracted towards each other. Hence, all metal ions produced during electrolysis is deposited at cathode, and depending upon the nature of metal, suitable electrodes are used. Now let's see the applications of electrolysis to metallurgy, that is reduction of metal ion from their aqueous solution. Here we have two examples. One is Hall-Héroult process. Another one is extraction of copper from low-grade coppers. So first you are going to study Hall-Héroult process. This process is very important for 3 marks. As you all know, the ore of aluminium is bauxite and its composition is Al2O3XH2O. It is first obtained from the Earth's crust. It may be present in the form of huge lumps. Hence, it is crushed and it is converted into fine powder. Then it is subjected to concentration process. So concentration is done by leaching process to get pure alumina. Pure alumina is nothing but Al2O3. Now this purified alumina is mixed with the cryolite Na3Al(F6) and fluorspar CaF2. Since alumina is a bad conductor of electricity, here the role of cryolite is to bring conductivity and role of fluorspar to lower the melting point of alumina. So, in the first step, ore is obtained from the earth's crust, that is bauxite is obtained from the earth's crust. It is crushed and concentrated by leaching process to get pure alumina. This pure alumina is then mixed with the cryolite Na3Al(F6). The role of cryolite is to bring conductivity, or fluorspar. The role of fluorspar is to lower the melting point because alumina is a bad conductor of electricity. Then this mixture is introduced into a electrolytic cell. Now let's see how to construct an electrolytic cell. It is a steel vessel lined with a carbon which acts as cathode and graphite rod acts as anode. See, in this diagram you can see the Hall-Héroult process diagram. This is a steel vessel lined with the carbon which acts as cathode. Here cathodes are negatively charged, and these are graphite rods which acts as anode, which is positively charged. These graphite rods are connected to each other through copper clamp. In this cell, you are going to take molten alumina, the melted state of alumina, along with the mixture cryolite or fluorspar. Now let's see what happens when electricity is supplied. So these are the chemical reaction taking place during electrolysis. The pure alumina is dissociated as aluminium ion and oxygen ion. This aluminium ion, Al3 plus ion, is attracted towards cathode because cathodes are negatively charged. By gaining electron, it gets reduced to aluminium metal. So here you can see the molten aluminium, and this is the outlet for aluminium. So during dissociation, aluminium ion so obtained is attracted towards cathode and it get collected in the form of molten state. At the same time, oxygen is attracted towards anode. because anodes are positively charged. This oxygen ion is negatively charged. Hence it is attracted towards anode. This oxygen reacts with the carbon, that is nothing but graphite, to form carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Here you can see the overall reaction. The alumina reacts with the coke or graphite. It gets reduced to aluminium, metal and carbon dioxide. So this is about Hall-Héroult process. Sometimes on the surface of molten mixture here, the surface may covered with the powdered coke. This prevents the loss of heat due to radiation, and also it prevents oxidation of aluminium metal with the atmospheric oxygen. So the extraction of aluminium involves these two steps. Here you can see the flow chart. The bauxite is obtained from the earth's crust. It is crushed and concentrated by Bayes process. That is nothing but leaching process. Here you get alumina or aluminium oxide. Then this aluminium oxide is subjected to Hall-Héroult process where you will get pure alumina. So this is about extraction of aluminium from bauxite. Here you can see the aluminium metal. And this is very important for 3 marks. Here the question may ask you to draw the Hall-Héroult diagram and the electrode reaction taking place during electrolysis. Next, extraction of copper from low-grade ores and scraps. What do you mean by low-grade ores and scraps? These are the ore containing high impurity. Hence it is called low-grade ore. Now let us see what is hydrometallurgy. Hydrometallurgy is a process of obtaining metal from its ore by preparing aqueous solution of ore by salts or acids. So hydrometallurgy is a process of obtaining metal from its ore by preparing aqueous solution of ore by salts or acids. So now copper is extracted by hydrometallurgy from low grade ores. It is leached out using acid or bacteria. Now the solution containing ion, copper ion, is treated with the scrap iron or hydrogen. Here you can see the reaction. Copper ion is made to react with the hydrogen. Here copper ion reduced to give copper metal. So this is about extraction of copper from low grade ores or scraps. This reaction is important for 1 mark. Now the next concept, here in this picture you can see the copper metal. Copper metal looks like this. Now the next concept is oxidation reduction method or hydrometallurgy. So you already studied what is hydrometallurgy. The process of obtaining metal from its ore by preparing aqueous solution of ore by salts or acids. That is known as hydrometallurgy. As you all know, metals are obtained by the reduction of metal oxide. At the same time, non-metals are obtained by oxidation. So under oxidation reduction method, you are going to study 2 examples. One is with the non-metal, another one is with the metal. First, let's study extraction of chlorine. You know, chlorine is abundant in seawater. Seawater consists of huge amount of sodium chloride. Usually, chlorine is extracted from seawater. So, in seawater, chlorine is present as a brine solution. It is also known as brine solution. What is brine solution? A saturated solution of sodium chloride. is known as brine solution. The solution is obtained from seawater and it is electrolyzed. So during electrolysis, chloride ion is attracted towards anode where oxidation takes place. Here chloride ions are oxidized to chlorine. If we check the oxidation number, you all know according to oxidation number, oxidation is an increase in oxidation number and reduction is a decrease in oxidation number. If we check the oxidation number of chloride ion here, it is -1. Here on RHS, it is 0 because here chlorine is in the free state. Always in the free state, oxidation number is 0. -1 to 0, there is an increase in oxidation number. Hence, the reaction is oxidation. So, this reaction occurs at anode. And hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode, where reduction takes place. If we check the oxidation number of hydrogen in this reaction, in water oxidation number of hydrogen is +1. On RHS oxidation number of hydrogen is 0. +1 to 0, there is a decrease in oxidation number, hence it is reduction. And the reaction occurs at cathode. So here you can see the overall reaction. Chloride reacts with the water, gives hydroxide ion, hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. Hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode where reduction takes place. Chlorine is liberated at anode where oxidation takes place. If we check the delta G naught value for this reaction, it is +422 kilojoule. This value is experimentally determined. So using this, we can calculate the minimum potential required for the oxidation. Using an equation, delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught. Delta G naught value you already know, that is +422 kilojoule. It is substituted in this equation. 422 into 1000 joule is equal to 2. N is nothing but 2. If we observe this reaction, N is nothing but the number of electron lost or gained. Here the electron lost is 2 or electron gained is 2. So N is nothing but 2 into the value of F is constant, that is 96,500 into E naught. Hence, E naught is equal to minus 2.18 volt, which is equivalent to minus 2.2 volt. This indicates electrolysis of brine require an EMF more than 2.2 volt. So this is about extraction of chlorine from brine solution. This is an example for non-metal under oxidation reduction method. Now, the next example, extraction of noble metals like gold and silver. This you already studied in the first session. Here, the extraction process involves two steps. One is oxidation and reduction. And oxidation and reduction explained based on oxidation number. What is oxidation? Increase in oxidation number. Reduction means decrease in oxidation number. The first step is oxidation. Gold and silver are extracted from their native ore by leached with the dilute solution of sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide in the presence of air, which gives soluble metal cyanide complex. So here M refers to metals like silver or gold. This reacts with the sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide dilute solution in the presence of air, gives metal cyanide complex. If we check the oxidation number of metal on LHS, it is 0. In LHS, oxidation number of metal is 0 because it is in the free state. On RHS, oxidation number of metal is +1. How to determine oxidation number? I already explained in the first session. Oxidation number of metal in metal cyanide is +1. 0 to +1, there is an increase in oxidation number, hence it is oxidation. There is an increase in oxidation number 0 to +1, hence the reaction is oxidation. And in the second step, that is reduction, metals are precipitated from the solution by the addition of more electropositive metals like zinc in the form of dust. Here zinc acts as a reducing agent. Here metal cyanides are reduced to give free metal. If we check the oxidation number in metal cyanide complex, that is +1. In the free state it is 0 on RHS. +1 to 0, there is a decrease in oxidation number, hence the reaction is reduction. So this is about extraction of noble metals like gold and silver by oxidation reduction method. So in this session, you all studied extraction of copper from copper oxide. That is extraction of copper from copper pyrite ore. The ore is subjected to blast furnace and finally bessemerization. After that you will get blister copper. That you studied. Then you studied what is copper matte. Copper matte is a composition of cuprous sulfide and iron sulfide. And you studied what is blister copper, which is 98% pure copper. Blister copper is obtained due to the evolution of sulfur dioxide gas from the surface of copper. Then you studied extraction of zinc from zinc oxide and extraction of zinc from zinc blende, that is ZNS. Then you studied electrochemical principles of metallurgy and its application. Then Hall-Héroult process, that is extraction of aluminium from pure alumina. Then extraction of copper from low-grade ores by hydrometallurgy. Then you studied oxidation reduction method, that is hydrometallurgy. There you studied two examples, extraction of chlorine and extraction of gold and silver. So till now, under this chapter, you studied 3 steps of metallurgy, that is crushing or grinding or pulverization of the ore. That is a process of converting huge lumps of ore into fine powder. Then you studied what is concentration or benefaction of the ore, the process of removing impurities from the ore. It is of 4 types. You studied that 4 types, that is gravity separation, magnetic separation, flotation and leaching. Then you studied extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore. Here you studied 2 principles. One is thermodynamic principles of metallurgy by taking an example of iron, zinc and copper. And electrochemical principles of metallurgy. There also you study 2 examples, aluminium and copper from low grade ores. Now the last part is refining, that you will study in the next video. Here you can see the assignment questions. First one is, how is blister copper extracted from copper matte? How is blister copper extracted from copper matte? Second question, name the reducing agent used in the extraction of zinc from zinc oxide. Give the equation. Name the reducing agent used in the extraction of zinc from zinc oxide. Give the equation. Third question, Draw a labeled diagram for the extraction of aluminium from purified bauxite by Hall-Héroult process. Write the electrode reaction and overall reaction taking place in the cell. Fourth question, how is copper extracted from low-grade ore of it? How is copper extracted from low-grade ore of it? Last question, explain extraction of chlorine by oxidation reduction method. Explain extraction of chlorine by oxidation reduction method. Write the answers to this question and practice. See you again in the next video. Thank you.